He wants to use his legs and his strength to gain as many seconds as he can over Armstrong, and the result is at the moment he is being limited. His escape has been limited by Armstrong, who is countering the move at the moment.
Well, he had gone up to 2:45 a few moments ago. The last time check we had was 2.5 minutes, and he's really looking in a pained style at the moment. The fact that Armstrong getting himself composed again, getting himself back into the bike race, leaving all of the pace setting here up to Laurent Dufaux. But he will be surprised, I think, to see the recovery of these other riders, because I reckon when he took off at the bottom of this climb that he felt he was going to ride away from everybody again, as he did in Sestriere, and they've all managed to recover and pull themselves back up to the yellow jersey.
Well, again, Paul, I'm wondering if, in fact, he eased up rather than found the pace too much, because this rider seems to be in absolute control here. He looks at his rivals. He doesn't just follow the wheels. He answers everything they throw at him. He is riding like a real champion and a real leader of this Tour de France. And all of these riders, they've attacked him so much in the mountains that they have no answer to him at the moment. And now Virenque is making one of his rare attacks here. He goes, and look at the speed of Armstrong. Hardly a change of look on his face and a simple acceleration.
Incredible response to that attack. Richard Virenque trying to get himself away, pull himself up to Fernando Escartin, but nobody is eating into the time advantage that Fernando Escartin has today. But Armstrong now doesn't want to let anybody else get clear. That's why he responded immediately to that acceleration by Virenque. But you notice as well the white jersey of Alex Zuller. He's recovered perfectly, and he too has pulled himself back up there, but it's put Laurent Dufaux into difficulty.
Well, further up the mountain, and he can't be far away from the kilometre to go banner here. This is Fernando Escartin. And a lot of these people, remember, are Spanish now. They've been listening on the radio for hours, and now he's doing what he promised to do, and that was to attack the race leader in the Pyrenees. But I'm not so sure he's got the sort of time gains. 2:28 when he's so far behind is not a lot.
He really needed to pull back 4 or 5 minutes on a stage like this to even hope about getting himself closer to Lance Armstrong in the overall rankings. And another thing he's going to have to worry about is, in fact, trying to get time over Alex Zuller, because if he doesn't put too much time between himself and Alex Zuller, he could be losing his second place in the overall standings, because the Swiss rider has made an incredible comeback. After losing over 6 minutes on day 3 of the Tour, he's really climbed up the rankings.
Well, this was the day when everybody saw the Tour de France route announced. This was the day they all said would be the decisive stage of the race. It could be the turning point of the race, or in the case of Lance Armstrong, it could simply be consolidating him as the true leader of this Tour. He is not losing enough time to Fernando Escartin. Escartin will just go up towards the finishing now. This is the little stretch of road that they built at a cost of $100,000 just to finish the Tour de France on it.
And Fernando Escartin will be happy now, because this part of the road, in fact, levels off and drops down just ever so slightly to the finish line. Time to pull up his zip, and this is a victory that he is going to savour, because he's tried for so many years in the Tour de France to get himself a stage victory, and he's never managed to do so. And to win today so close to Spain will be absolutely magic.
Well, Escartin has never won a stage before. He's not going to be prevented from that now. Inside 200 metres to go. A mountaintop finish, in this case downhill, as he races towards the end of the 15th stage, the Queen stage of the Tour de France. And a real true climber is taking the flag at the end of it. That's for certain. He made his attack a long way out in the hope he would gain time. We'll know in a minute exactly what he has gained here. But Fernando Escartin has won the big stage of the Tour de France on the first ever vintage at Piau Engaly. And for the first time, Paul, Lance Armstrong looked there just to be struggling for a moment.
Just going round the corner there, he lost a bit of time on the other two riders who he was with, Richard Virenque and Alex Zuller. I'm not sure if he is in serious difficulty, but he doesn't seem to be able to accelerate to stay with him. But he's not going to lose too much time here. He's only going to lose 10 or 15 seconds. But this is the first sign we've seen of any weakness in Armstrong.
And Richard Virenque now, can he finish second here? Remember, the French have still not won the stage, and it's not going to happen today either. Alex Zuller, well, he's been a remarkable example to young cyclists of how to suffer on the stage of a Tour de France or just any bike race and never lose sight of what you want to achieve. He has come back so many times, and here he is now fighting out a second-place finish on this very hard day. He keeps looking over his shoulder for Lance Armstrong, and for the first time for an awful long time in this Tour, if at all, he's going to take a few seconds away from the race leader, and he's still found the strength to sprint away. He gets second place. Virenque